Well, I give a lot of credit to Wichita State. They're some talented players, a bit of a new team, but some talented guys, and played well tonight. I thought that we, a little surprised by the zone at the beginning of the game, or for them to play zone almost the entire game. But I thought we clicked a little bit better in the second half and attacked a little bit better, got the ball into the lane, made some good plays, and just not quite enough. I thought we defended well for the majority of the game, but when you see a zone, a big part of that is we have to make some shots, and we got much better shots in the second half, so they're easier to make, but you do have to knock down some shots and make them pay for scrambling or packing the lane or whatever it is. We just didn't do that quite enough. So disappointed and lost, but some things we can learn, and looking forward to Monday night.
Chris, what did the Spiders want to do on the last possession? Just have Neil turn and find anybody? Or?
Yeah, throw the ball into Neil, which that part was good. And then when he turned, the first player wasn't open, and by the time he threw the ball, to the second player, we had there wasn't quite enough time for that. So, I wish we could have done that a little bit better. Obviously, it's not an easy situation, but I wish we had done that a little bit better.
First-year point guard against a lot of changing defense is not the greatest equation for success.
Yeah, there's a lot on Jason. As we know, he's going to be as I know, he's going to be a great player and have a terrific career. But there are a lot of decisions to make out there when you're a point guard, and a lot of things that you're responsible for. And I thought that he could, or that he was just a little bit trying to read and see rather than just play. And I thought in the second half we were better. Came down the court and we just played. We moved the ball much better, got open shots, got ourselves in the lane more so. But in the first half, I thought not just Jason, but all of us just a little bit tentative in trying to read what they're seeing rather than just playing.
Shots were falling, you were talking about, especially in the first. I think you were like one of your first 9 from 3 or something like that. At that point, what do you tell your guys, especially when they're continuing to see that zone? Do you just say keep going, or just so you kind of, like I said, try to?
Yeah, you're trying to get the ball inside, and you're trying to get the ball down along the baseline. Now, the zone's trying to prevent those things as best that they can. But we were tentative. When we broke the press, we're usually pretty good at popping right into our offense. We were a little bit tentative and took a few seconds there, and then that made the attack of the zone a little bit slower, a little bit farther out. So, if you wind up shooting threes against the zone, that's going to happen a lot. But it's the threes that you get. Has the ball been inside and come back out? Did somebody, get by a guy and make the zone collapse to a certain degree? Or did you just throw it around the perimeter? And we probably had 4 or 5 that we just threw it around the perimeter in the first half. And those man-to-man or zone, those aren't going to be good enough shots.
Seemed like the Bigelow play, the dunk, the and one, kind of energized the team, energized the crowd. I guess you don't want to hope that one play can do that, but it seemed like it kind of almost flipped the switch a little bit at that point.
It did, yeah. It was great. Obviously a super athletic play, very aggressive. I felt like, okay, this is, because by that point in the game, maybe there's 9.5 minutes to go or 10 minutes to go. And we had kind of gone with similar lineup, so just a little bit extra energy and emotion could carry us a little bit. And credit to them, they made some shots toward the end of the game, and we had some turnovers that you can't afford to have. I think we had 2 or 3 in the last 3 minutes, and that's somewhat uncharacteristic, but we can't afford to have those turnovers. And those were not turnovers of if we don't turn over, we're going to make a great play. Those were just turnovers of relaxing or not being ready to. Not being intense enough or intent enough on what we're trying to do.
Do you have an update on Matt? His availability?
Just that, no. He looks pretty good and is attacking the rehab, but I don't have a timeline exactly. I don't feel great about this coming tournament, but he's working at it, and hopefully he'll be back as soon as he can.
How much do you think Matt Grace being out tonight played a role?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a fifth-year senior who's a terrific player for us. Of course, it has an impact, but that's college basketball, and the part that you have to control, or the part that you're able to control, that's what you have to do. And we certainly missed him, but we have guys who can step up and guys who are capable of playing a little bit better, and that's right from the beginning of the game too. I think that's what's really urgent for us right now.
John, whenever you're
Shall we
ready.
begin? Isaiah, let's start at the beginning and maybe talk about how those changing defenses might have thrown you off your rhythm a little bit to start with.
I wouldn't say it threw us off. I would just say we was very passive, and we was kind of going through the motions. We didn't play with no intensity until the second half. We didn't change too much at halftime except for moving the ball, hitting the middle, and taking better shots. But we just got to come out better.
Obviously, the Spiders went small in the second half to apply that pressure. How much do you think that hurt you on the defensive end, inside? Shockers look like they kind of moved in there.
Well, they didn't expose us too much. Me and Tyler, we're pretty good defensive rebounders. We can hold our own. But, that small lineup, that's our quickest lineup. We can also expose teams on the offensive end with that lineup. So, yeah.
Why do you think the intensity was lacking in the first half?
I don't know. I don't know, man. We talked about coming out, strong. Obviously, that didn't happen, but moving forward, that got to be our number one priority if we want to be a really good team, because we got the potential for sure.
See, your big play, the dunk and the N1, kind of lifted the energy of the team, lifted the energy of the crowd. Can you walk us through that play? What did you see and how you were able to get to the rim so strong?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, they was denying the wing, the start of our offense. Coach that just told me to be aggressive, keep shooting the ball. I seen the opportunity to attack and, shut off my athleticism a little bit. But I think plays like that, really got us going, helped us settle in. After that, that's when we start moving the ball real good and hitting shots. So, I love making plays like that. It gets our team going for sure.